following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Such as Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dane.
At 7:30 in the morning beside the Wayne Street parking lot.
Ben Shapiro, the at times controversial political commentator, made his way to this campus. Security was tight and speech attendees had their bags checked and were wanded before entering the Purdue Hall auditorium. Some would say that the event lived up to the hype as Shapiro engaged with students in heated back and forths over abortion. Sarah Wood has more on that for us tonight.
Community members and students gathered on Monday, March 28th to hear from syndicated conservative columnist Ben Shapiro. We spoke to students about the overall event and why they decided to come out.
What I really liked the most was that it was a packed house. I was being told 170 people were here. For a relatively small school, I think that's a great number. So I'm very happy of the number, and I'm happy of the diversity of opinion as well.
I think he has an interesting take that I haven't really heard too often on campus, and I think his take is maybe a little bit more extreme than some of the ones I have heard.
So today, I want to go through this in organized fashion, so we're going to discuss 5 basic terms that I'm sure you are all familiar with, but a lot of people outside campus are not familiar with, and I know that there are people who are watching this on a live stream and on Periscope. So, those 5 terms are diversity, white privilege / institutional racism, trigger warnings, microaggressions, and safe spaces. So we'll go through the whole panoply of stupidity. No one has to disagree, no one has to agree with me. I don't care whether people agree with me or not. The one thing that we can't do is shut down the debate, because the moment that the debate is shut down, this is all over. There's only one value that we all have to hold in common, and that's it. Right? The value that we have to hold in common is that decency matters. That's the only value that we have to hold in common.
I think that it's great that we had a speaker like Ben Shapiro come to Salisbury University because he's not a shill for Donald Trump. He openly expresses a view of the Republican Party, libertarian, conservative, etc., that isn't the Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, oh, look at all of the Republicans and they all agree with Donald Trump and etc., etc.
Well, I feel like it's important to, get a lot of different viewpoints. I feel like you can only come to your final conclusion on how you feel if you've really exhausted all options on hearing other people's point of views, and that way you really can develop your own.
I feel like a lot of times everyone has their opinions and they're very closed off about what those are and they don't want to hear what other people have to say. So definitely opening up about opinions and being able to discuss them in civil ways.
For SUTV Evening News, I'm Sarah Wood reporting.
Thank you, Sarah. And last week we sat down with Sean Jackson Sr., a retired Marine and current lieutenant with the Maryland State Police, who is among those challenging Congressman Andy Harris in the District 1 congressional race.
30% of voters, here in Maryland are dissatisfied with Congress and the members, and I'm one.
Tell me about some of your top priorities. What are some of the issues that are most important to you, and whether those are issues that strictly affect Marylanders or issues that you'd be addressing, in the United States Congress?
Right. First and foremost, I know this is a real national topic right now, and it should be, is national security. That's our absolute priority. With national security, again, everybody talks and they've really worn it out with the secure the borders and stuff like that. But it really is what it comes down to. We truly need to secure the borders. We need to really vet who's coming into this country. So I'm definitely all for the controlling the immigration and get a hold on that. I plan on bringing honor, integrity, and service and accountability. And I know people are used to hearing that from candidates for any political office, but I have a law enforcement background here with the state for 20 years. I've served 6 years in the Marine Corps, so I've taken an oath to office twice. People forget that seat is for us. It's our seat. I won't forget that is our seat, and that I will serve them and allow them to work with me in our seat.
And our full interview with Sean Jackson is available on our YouTube page. Now, Matt Goostrey gives us a look at what to expect from Mother Nature this week and leading into next. Matt?
Thank you, Eli. Because of a high pressure system moving in from the east, we currently have pretty cool conditions and mainly clear skies. Our current temperature is 52 degrees. Our high today was around 58 degrees, which is a little bit cooler than average. Our lows tonight are expected to be around 48 degrees, and expect a little bit of humid conditions as we move throughout the night. As you can see, we have that high pressure system moving right across to our right. We have a cold front moving across the Midwest, causing places like Minneapolis, Kansas City, and Dallas to all have rainy conditions. Expect that to move into our area on Friday. This is Thursday at 8 p.m. As the upper ridge brings moist, warm air right in front of the cold front, we're going to be strengthening the storms. So don't be too surprised on Friday to hear a little bit of thunder, or even possibly 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to have temperatures of 53 degrees with mainly clear skies. As the day goes on, we're going to have more cloud cover, and our highs are going to be in the low 70s. At 6 p.m., we're going to have temperatures of 67 degrees, and expect warm temperatures Thursday night. Expect temperatures to be in the upper 50s. Our 5-day forecast tomorrow is going to be a relatively nice day. Highs are going to be in the low 70s. As that cold front moves through, we're going to have rain and thunderstorms, so expect that. Bring a rain jacket. Sunday, Monday, though, we're going to have some clear skies. It's going to be a nice day to go out and play some sports, but it's going to be a little chilly. Back to you, Eli.
Thanks, Matt. And Maryland Senator Barbara Mikulski, the longest-serving female member of Congress in our nation's history, will retire at the end of her term in 2017. There's a hotly contested Democratic primary which will likely determine her replacement. On Saturday, Congressman Chris Van Hollen sat down with us in Fireside Lounge to discuss his campaign and why he thinks voters should choose him over his opponent.
I think there's an opportunity to take this great state of Maryland and fulfill its complete potential throughout the state. We're a very diverse state. Different parts of the state have different strengths. But I think there's lots we need to do, both as Marylanders and as a country, especially with respect to building an economy that works for everybody. You know, right now people are working too hard without seeing the benefits of that. And we need to change things, increase pay, equal pay for equal work.
As many on Salisbury's campus, we just ran into a student who's been here for 6 years, so
yeah.
I'm sure she knows the trouble of student loan debt and the rising cost of tuition. What would you be able to do in the Senate to address some of those issues?
For students who are going through college now, a couple of things. Number one, we need to make sure that we put forward the funding for Pell Grants. As the lead Democrat on the Budget Committee, I've been working with the President to do exactly that. I support the free community college proposal the President's put forward, so long as we also address concerns that HBCUs have had.
With a position in the Senate, you will have a larger pulpit. What would you do from that position to address some of these tensions?
I stand with the Black Lives Movement because, you know, for too long, Black lives have mattered less in our country because of systemic racism. And it's important that we address these issues beginning at the root causes, including huge amounts of disparity and inequality in income and opportunity. Then we deal with the broader issues in the criminal justice system. We talked a little bit about that. And then dealing with accountability with respect to law enforcement. You know, I've been at the table fighting to protect these issues. I've always thought it was more important to be, you know, a leader in the effort rather than simply a vote and a voice in this effort. And so I'm glad you asked that.
And our full interview with Congressman Van Hollen is also available on our YouTube page. As we approach the university's SGA elections, you'll hear from the SGA's executive board and those vying for your vote to fill those positions. Tonight, Brooke Reese gives us a look at the work of the SGA Senate, whose members have a very important role in representing the student body.
After some recent campus events here at Salisbury University, SUTV realized just how little the students actually know about their Student Government Association here on campus, who they are, and what they do. So as the first of many specials to come, we're going to take an inside look into how they operate and how you can get involved. The first one that we are going to look at is the SGA Senate, led by Christine Coca.
Well, the Senate is your student representatives, so they are your student peers who are there to listen to you, to make changes on campus and get those things that you want to see done or accomplished, things like that. They are your peers, so they're in your classes, they're in your clubs that you're in, your sports teams, your fraternities, sororities, things like that. So they're there to listen to you and to improve this campus, and they want to hear their ideas and make those changes.
It does seem like that the student body either has like a negative view of us or isn't aware of us. So we're trying to like act proactively on that and change that to make us a more effective institution. So I hope to see that change happen, which is something that we're working on dedicatedly right now.
It gives students an opportunity to become part of their campus and to make those changes that they want to see. And everyone, there's always things that we want to change on campus or things we want to do, but rather than just talk about it, we should actually do it and work towards making those changes and making it possible. So getting involved in SGA is a great way to do that. You meet administration, you make connections with students, with faculty, and it's just a great way to be a part of your campus.
Now, the Senate hosts weekly meetings to discuss how each senator is bringing goal-oriented and specific projects to campus to help better things for students. Now, if you'd ever like to get involved in one of these projects, the SGA strongly recommends that you come to their office hours, which are located in the Student Activities Office of GUC. For more SGA coverage, next week we will discuss elections, campus changes, and Stop Hatin' Week. For SUTV Evening News, I'm Brooke Reese reporting.
Thank you, Brooke. And this year we've devoted a lot of coverage to diversity concerns on this campus. Time and time again, students have said that a major part of addressing some of those issues is through education. Tonight, Mitch Cannon tells us about what one organization is doing in an effort to spread cultural awareness and to educate their peers while also raising money for a worthy cause.
Salisbury students and faculty gathered for OLAS's first annual Dancing for the Stars event last night, which was to raise money for Relay for Life. We spoke with a few people part of the contest and asked how they felt about the evening.
I think we really touched base with a lot of things, particularly like kind of paying homage and honor to our past. Dance has always been a part of Latin culture, not just of OLAS, so having incorporated a dance that also included Latin music, I think was fantastic. Also stayed true to what we want for the future and for the present of OLAS, which is quality over quantity. We may not have a lot of events, but we have good events, and I think it honored both the past and what we hope to be the future.
So hopefully, as time goes, we just want to pass this on to OLAS and just have it more collaboration within like the other, besides like the Divine Nine, the other Greeks and sororities, and possibly like maybe somebody from SUTV, SU Flyer. We just want like big names to dance and have fun with it.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool that we're like partnering up and we're like partnering up with like students who we serve and students we work with. So I think it's so cool just to be able to have this camaraderie that we all come together for one great cause. So it's been really cool. Got to see students in a different capacity and definitely hang out with them in a different capacity. So it's been really fun.
This is Mitchell Cannon reporting for SUTV News.
Thank you, Mitch. And that does it for us on this last Wednesday of March. I'm Eli Modlin, and for everyone at SUTV News, thank you for joining us, and good night.